Barbara's special with Patrick Swayze, as you may or may not know, airs tonight on ABC at 10 p.m. But everyone is already talking about it. I mean, it was, you know, the front cover of the Post, you know, it just...
You get a love for comedy, yeah. Well, Whoopi, of course, appeared with Patrick in the wonderful film Ghost, which he talks about. And he's so many emotions. He's angry, and he's funny, and he's furious with the tabloids, and touching, and you know, I get choked up myself. And this is the first time that he has really talked. Part of this, though, because there is humor too, part of this is a love story. He has pancreatic cancer. It is incurable and inoperable. And he has been married for 33 years to the same woman, to Lisa.
My girl.
Whom he danced with, his dance partner. And so a difficult part of this interview was to talk to them about what may be their future. Take a look. Patrick, what does this lady mean to you now?
Ooh. Okay, Barbara, you got me.
And I'm just waiting to find out.
I have no greater respect for any other human being on this earth like I have for her. Part of me says I couldn't have made it through without her, but of course the other part of me says I could have, but not nearly as elegantly as I have.
A few months ago, on the spur of the moment, Patrick and Lisa decided to renew their vows of marriage. It's affected your marriage every day?
Yeah. No, it's like, how could you want it different? How could you ever want anybody else?
It's been a pretty bumpy ride. And we were very lucky that going into this, things were very good between us. And so it already set the stage for things to be even better.
How do you get through it?
Just one foot at a time, because I'm a pretty tough lady. I mean, I've got a lot of strength, but as a friend once said, you're really strong, but you're weak when it comes to him.
I'll take Sheeran.
I so appreciate what time we do have together. One of the best ways of getting through that is to open your eyes and appreciate what you do have.
Have you faced the prospect of life without him?
That is a really hard question. Very difficult.
What do you say? You know, part of the difficulty of doing, you know, you and I were talking about this before.
You and Whoopi have history with Patrick, and you sat with him. I remember when you interviewed him before.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. How do you sit there, Barbara, and not just break down?
Well, you know, I started the breakdown here, and I don't when I'm interviewing. Somehow you have a different, maybe kind of strength. I don't know. But this time, and 20 years ago when I interviewed him, he broke down when I asked about his father, who had died the year before. His father was 57, and he adored his father. And he started to talk about him and then started to cry. And it became sort of famous. Mm-hmm. So this time I was determined not to talk about his father.
But he would only do this interview with you, Barbara. You won't say this, but you were the one he felt comfortable talking to and could open up.
Well, I was very humble. He said, I feel that I can tell the truth and you will keep it that way. So I felt very proud of that. But I was determined not to make him cry and not to ask about his father. And then he talked about the fact that he is relying on the angels, right? And one of the angels is his father. His father. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the tears all came.
But it's such a love story.
It's a love story, but he is also, I mean, you haven't seen it yet. When you watch the special, I think you'll see it. You know, he wanted to be a comic.
He wanted to be a stand-up comic?
He just wanted to be funny. And so when we would do it Ghost, he would do stuff, and Jerry would go, no. You can't do... that's her line. He said, I know, but I could make it. I could make some. He said, no, Patrick, no. So he would do stuff just on the side when you were. I mean, he's just.
Didn't you say when you were doing your psychic scenes, he would he would stand there and try to make you laugh?
Stand there. He would do stuff. He would, moan or, I mean, and I owe that Academy Award to him.
Wow.
I owe that
He
Oscar
chose
to
you.
him. He chose me.
And by the way, I got to tell you that Whoopi is on the special tonight.
Yeah.
He
Can't wait to
loved
see
her and
Loves me. He
loves
loves
he
me.
loves
And I
you.
love him.
He
And
loves you, and he's still fighting. He's still fighting. He's alive a year. Nobody expected him to
Yeah.
be. He's still there. He's got a new television series coming up, and
it's
boy, it
one
gives
foot
one.
in front of the other.